Hello everyone and happy Wednesday. I'm back. This is Sarah Black Spiker here and I'm coming to you with a new transmission, a new inspiration and new strategic teaching around time and mindset mastery and quantum strategies that help you really emerge in the world in a way that reflects the fire of your heart, knowing of your soul, and the magic of your energy in all the areas of your life as a person, as a homemaker, as a business owner, as a partner, as a parent, as a leader, and everything in between. So, yesterday we were talking about reimagining possibilities in new ways, and we're talking about boundaries. Today, we're going to be talking about redefining and recreating based on this vision, the new images, the new ideas and possibilities that you have cultivated. There are two ways that I have been approaching this step with my clients over the past almost 10 years. And one is pretty much for those visionaries who already have an idea, and then we simply reverse engineer the steps into actionable chunks, and then they simply follow step by step. Along the way, we have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and we also leave an open space for anything better and everything more aligned that is coming and is being suggested and they're feeling guided into. Because at the end of the day, we are always in co-creation. We are always in co-creation with our inner being, in our inner guidance. We're co-creating with the universe, and we can never predict or even try to control how things are going to go. The other way of approaching this exercise, so to speak, or this way of recreating new possibilities is, instead of reverse engineering, is to simply being still and tapping into this future version of yourself, and then simply feeling what is the first next step that feels good. And if you want to visualize, this is now something as, when you're walking through a fog, you can't see clearly exactly where is it you're going, but you can see just enough in front of you that you can take one step at a time securely. Neither one of those possibilities, options is right or wrong. There's no such thing as right or wrong here, because at the end of the day, we are creating a path, we are creating a journey that is your own and yours alone. And at that point, I also want to stress out how important it is that when you envision new possibilities and you're recreating the frameworks and you're recreating the blueprints, you're recreating the structures, you're recreating the boundaries around it, you also will at one point feel the need to recreate a different rhythm. Because the more self-aware you're going to become, the more you're going to release all the expectations and the social constructs and all the things that you have been expected to do, to believe, to behave in a certain way, the more you will find your own rhythm. And what I mean by that, let me give you an example. I was working with a brilliant designer, and for many years she has built and ran her agency in chunking down the days into time slots to tackle everything that needed to be tackled, from the admin work to client calls to team calls to actual creative work. But she realized once she became a mom that was really inducing anxiety, because there was just no way to get it all done in a way that she knew she had it in her, and in a way that was really beneficial and effective and fulfilling. So the new rhythm for her was simply taking those chunks, and instead of chunking down the day into portions, we chunk down the week, and then we chunk down the month. So instead of hour by hour by hour, we expanded that into, okay, on this day, on that day, on that day. What that created was this spaciousness, especially for those of us who are creatives. We need that spaciousness, and we need the ability to really tune into what is it we're creating and allow it to come through, and not worrying about any other distraction. So for her, we created this bi-weekly rhythm, and it opened a flood to floodgates open to a whole new level of creativity. One other thing that I want to invite you into and offer that you also pay attention is elimination process. As you are evolving, as you are discovering and getting into your own rhythm, as you're recreating whatever it is that you have set out to create, there's going to be things that will need to be eliminated, that will need to be released. Even though certain things might have been working for you up to this point, they might not be needed moving forward. And that definitely has always been one of my specialties too, when we are working with our clients who, just like me, we all have 24 hours in a day. But having this keen awareness of what are the unnecessary in-between steps, we were able to eliminate those, and that put back hours into the clients' days that now they were able to spend with their kids, they were able to spend on their self-care, they were able to just lean back and do nothing or invest this time in their hobbies, or invest their time in some other endeavors, even traveling. One of the most powerful things in doing so is that none of that affects my client still be able to produce and create a desired outcome financially, as well as on a level of impact they feel called to create in the world. The only thing that we multiply is their level of happiness and fulfillment. So it's going to be a shorter live stream, a shorter training than yesterday. But like I said, if you go through this process, step into which, first and foremost, which approach aligns more with you, whether it's taking one step at a time with kind of an idea of where is it you're going, or having a definite destination and then reverse engineering it. In addition to that, also pay attention to what new flow you're creating, what your new rhythm is, and what no longer fits into that. And just a side note, in case you're wondering on a pragmatic level how to determine that, one of the things that I always do for myself, and I also work with my clients who benefit from this kind of an exercise, is simply take either a whiteboard or a big piece of paper or post-it notes, and it's going to be such a simple exercise actually. Break down your week and allocate the time that you want to devote to yourself, that you want to devote for your family. Put all the non-negotiables in there, all the commitments that are standing commitments. If you know you need to take kids to school at 8 in the morning and you're not available until 10 a.m. before you can actually center and ground yourself to the point of showing up in the office, well, then 10 a.m. is your starting point. And then simply seeing what are the white spaces in between, what is the empty space, and now this is the time that you have available, that you get to work with, and then simply go from there. See what can you do with those availabilities. I promise you from my experience, at first it can be really constricting, it can feel really scary, and it can be really overwhelming when you realize that at the end it's like, shoot, I only have like 3 hours in a day when I was counting for 6, and I have 10 hours worth of work to get done in this time. But that's where the elimination comes in, that's where releasing comes in, that's where redefining comes in and reimagining comes in, and you start to realize that, hey, at the end of the day, more often than not, you can do more in 2 or 3 hours than what you were led to believe you can do in 6 or 8. So if you have any questions about the second stage, the second step, the second layer, let me know. I'm here for you. I'm here to answer any questions, and I will certainly talk to you on the next live stream, and probably something, if anything else pops up in between, even sooner than that. Sending you much love. Take care.